Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashy news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Woo-wee! We are doing another episode of Trashy.
Can you believe we just had our Spotify wrap-up announcement go out? And I just want to say, Baby Trash Cans go hard.
Yeah.
We are in your top 10 podcasts, your top 5 podcasts. We're the number 1 podcast for some of you. Spotify even labeled you enthusiast. That's your personality, Baby Trash Cans. Our listeners, it says, are super fans. And God bless you. God love every one of you.
We love that. That means the world to us. So thank you so much. And also, I am sorry because I have a confession to make.
Oh, okay.
I did my Spotify wrap up and I have to apologize to everyone, but my number 2 artist this year was Kanye West. And look, he used to be my favorite, and like he's been bad for a while, but he has gotten so bad in the last 6 months or so. I felt like I was going through a mourning phase with him, so I was like listening to his music like maybe in the beginning side of the year, but I haven't listened to his music in a long time. So I was surprised to see him on there at all, but straight up number 2. But yeah, like when you flip through that thing, they like play a little bit of what you've been listening to. And as soon as I started hearing Kanye playing, I was like, oh no, Cassandra, how could you have done this? I feel like, I'll forget about it by next year, but it almost kind of gets you in your head of like, because Incubus was my number 3. And so I threw like a little birthday party, like just a quick couple people birthday party for a friend who loves Incubus. And so I thought this would be a fun thing to have playing as Incubus when she walks in, because it's a surprise party. And like you'd throw one surprise party for someone and all of a sudden Incubus is your number 3 artist. Like it's making me want to not let people mess with my metrics,
Yeeks that he's your number 2. I went to do my Spotify wrap up and Spotify just said, sorry, babe, we don't even have enough data on you this year. Listen to shit.
What do you use?
I've switched to Apple Music.
Oh,
I'm trying to pay artists for their time and buy albums if I can, but Spotify was like, we can't even scrape together a top 5 list for you.
Well, maybe you don't deserve one on your high ass horse, bitch.
I know. It's a danger. It's a danger to me how high the horse I ride on is, because if I fall, I just gain momentum. And honestly, the ground could be damaged because of, items pick up velocity as they fall. It's something with gravity and physics. I never took the classes, but
sure.
Yeah. High is the horse I ride. Heavy is the burden.
I guess the question is, you think you're better than me?
You know what? I thank you so much. No.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. I probably listened to 10 hours of music this year at most. I've been in a heavy podcast place.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. It makes sense. Do you listen to our podcast?
Yeah, I do, for quality control. Sometimes Winston catches me listening and he's like, listening to your own podcast. And I'm like, quality checks. I'm QA testing.
I know, I get so embarrassed when I get caught listening to my own podcast, but like you have to, any podcast host, like, do I listen every week? No, I live it every week.
Yeah.
And, my partner usually listens too. But like, yeah, you got to check. You got to know because we've made mistakes.
Oh, have we? Yeah. And if you don't vote for yourself, how you expect anybody else to vote for you?
Yeah.
It's that same mentality. One time when I did pageants in high school, my mom and dad always said, if you don't vote for yourself, how do you expect anybody else to want to vote for you? So Miss Congeniality was a vote amongst the contestants.
Yeah.
And I won Miss Congeniality in a pageant one year.
That's good.
10-0. There were 10 contestants, which means I was caught voting for myself.
Oh, because it was unanimous.
Unanimous for Miss Congeniality. But only the pageant organizer knew that. And she told me as she was doing, announcing and handing out things. She's like, listen, you little shit.
It's not very congenial for you to vote for yourself.
Yeah, she's like, if one person would have got one vote, I would have given it to them. But it's
what
like,
the fuck?
I was like, sorry, I am the most, I calls it like I sees it. I was the most congenial. 9 people agreed with me.
What's crazy is that up until Drag Race, I thought that being congenial or Miss Congeniality meant that you were kind of like the feistiest, like spicy one because of that movie. I didn't realize like it meant like you were congenial. I didn't know that congenial meant like nice. I thought it meant like I don't know, a firecracker.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why are you trash? Like, how have you been a firecracker in your life?
All right. So I'm playing a big risk here by telling this story right now, because it's still before the time that it's going to occur. But if you're listening to this, then this weekend, like the weekend coming up on this Saturday, I'm hosting, me and these 2 girls who I used to live with for years. We always have holiday parties and, now we're all shacked up and stuff. So we let the boys come. Anyway, so we're having our annual one. One of the attendees, shout out Ashley Reardon. She's going to be there. Shout out Ashley t-shirts available at the Trashy Threadless store. Okay, so I've been eating plant-based for the most part at the recommendation of my doctor. Just so annoying, but like, hey, I ain't trying to die. I got shit to do. And I'm going to feed everyone a completely plant-based meal, but I'm not going to warn them.
Oh, I love.
You love? I'm like nervous.
No, I think risk it all.
Really?
I like that. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. So I'm serving this plant-based meal that's going to be delicious. I mean, these are tried and true recipes. Like I've been eating plant-based for about a month now. Like these are going to be good recipes, adjusting to plant-based over the past month. I don't want someone to fucking email me and be like, why did you say that on the podcast? Bitch, I saw you eat cheese because it was Thanksgiving, Mom. Jesus. So yeah, we're making like a mushroom bourguignon or whatever. Like I did ask everyone, I said, hey, is everyone like mushrooms? But I didn't say why. I didn't say because that's going to be your main source of protein.
Love it.
Yeah. So I'll let you know how the reaction is. The thing is that, and maybe this is just an LA thing, but when you force healthy food onto someone, I feel like it's always like a universal reaction of like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is probably better. So it's like they're disappointed, but they also like can't argue with you. They're like, well, I mean, like, this is probably for the best,
Right. It's like I don't like it. Did I tell you? So when my friend was here earlier this year, Winston was like, oh, here, I booked a place for us to go to brunch on Sunday. And I was like, thanks, babe. How nice. And it was Gracias tu Madre in West Hollywood.
Oh, I have heard this story. I don't know if it was on the podcast.
I don't remember, but it was a very chic.
Just tell it again. Yeah, it's a very chic place.
Very chic vegan restaurant. Has great cocktails, but it's an all vegan restaurant. We show up. Me and my friend go to sit down. Winston's park in the car, throwing a key to a valet. Who knows? Maybe he's out there circling a meter. I don't know. We sit down. We start to look at the menu. We order some drinks, and then we're looking at the food. And my friend goes, oh, they have plant-based cheese dip. Okay, that's cool. And he just kept looking. He's like, wait, is everything here plant-based? And then we were like, oh shit, it is. We'd already ordered drinks. And Winston shows up. And we're like, did you know this was a vegan place? Did you know this is a plant-based place? And he's like, no, I didn't. So then we all just sit there and we're like, well, we're not going to eat here. I'm not gonna do
What?
brunch.
It's so popular.
The drinks were phenomenal. Chips and salsa, amazing. We paid for our drinks, tipped heavily, and GTFO. Like we got out. We're like,
That's
we're so sorry.
funny.
And I was like, this is so trashy. We're so embarrassing right now. But yeah,
Like it's not, you didn't just stumble into like some random vegan place either. Like you stumbled into one of the most popular and like renowned vegan places in LA.
Yeah. I knew it was plant-based, but my friend and Winston didn't. And
Why
I was
didn't
like,
you say anything?
I just thought that's what they picked. I didn't know.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I was
Of all the
embarrassing.
taco joints,
True.
why are you trash?
So, it's just, the holidays are coming up. People are traveling more often. We're going to use TSA PreCheck, me and Winston, who is my partner, who is older than I am, taller than I am, many things. We do not look alike.
Sorry. I'm spoiling it. I just know this story. Oh man, I'm glad you're talking about it.
So we have Clear, but we're standing near the Clear station so that we can adjust like our bags and put our coats on, whatever. And the lady goes, "Oh, do you have Clear?" And we said, "We do, but we're just going to go through, PreCheck." And she's like, "Oh no, it's fine. I'll just take you through it right now." So we kind of like had to. And she goes, "Are you two together?" And we said, "Yes." And I go, "He's on my account," because we have a family account, Winston and I.
Yeah.
And this woman, with all sincerity, stares me in my fucking eye and goes, "Oh, is that your son?" To Winston, 6 foot something, Winston, who is older than I am, like we're different complexion. I was like, like I know I have a mask on, but what? And I was speechless. I'm sure my eyes got big as dinner saucers, and I was like, and she goes, I think she slowly caught on to maybe her mistake, but there was some silence, and then I go, "Yeah, my son," kind of like a smart ass.
Like, what did she need to say that for? What does it matter?
Your son. So Winston's justification is that she was older. I had on, a rolling suitcase and a coat, and he just had a back, like his little, messenger bag. He's like, I had a more youthful look. You had, a jacket.
You looked elderly.
You looked elderly. It's like, no, absolutely not.
That's so fucking funny.
Then she autocorrected and was just like, "Oh, I mean your husband, partner, uncle, like every male somehow relative she could name."
Lord almighty.
And we were like, okay. So we messed around at Clear, which took us like 10 minutes. There was no one in the TSA PreCheck line. We could have walked right through. But Clear, it's like a TSA PreCheck, but they walk you to the front of the TSA PreCheck line. But I
was going to ask, why do you have both?
I had got it free with a credit card. I needed it one time at an airport where the TSA line was long, so I just signed up for Clear, like a trial. Got it through and still beat where I would have been going through TSA PreCheck. But Clear, you have to like verify your eye or your fingerprint. There's all these like biometrics that you have to verify. And so we didn't say, we just got through, we went through security, we sat down at a gate, and then we come back and I go, I can't believe she thought, and he goes, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I can't.
That's so, you didn't react in the moment?
I mean, I did. I was like, yeah, my son. I mean, my eyes got big. I wasn't like, are you blind, bitch? Like in my mind, but I was like, guess the eye cream's not working.
God.
He's like, you had a mask on. I was like, no, do not excuse that woman's behavior. Anyway, it was wild. Is that your son? What?
Is this your son?
In what world? It's getting me heated just thinking about it. Anyway,
wow.
Age ain't nothing but a number, but never.
But no, you don't have a son in your in his 30s.
In his 30s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into our stories. Like shocking developments have been happening all around. And we have an
Yeah.
update on a previous story.
Yeah. Speaking of not looking right.
Yep. This comes to us from Twitter's Outkick on Twitter. And it was discovered, I don't know if you all recall, but we covered the Liver King, the natural living influencer who advocated for eating raw meat. And he eats organs, and he looks like a caveman, like absurd. Like it's just obscene what he looks like.
He looks like a bunch of balls all put together to be in the shape of abs.
Yes. He claims
does not look like a person.
No. He claims he lives an ancestral lifestyle and eats raw liver. We talked about him on a previous episode. He's just absurd. And of course, he has like a supplement company where he sells you shit that to look like me. And it's like, well, I thought I was just going to eat raw meat, bro. But so this
Twitter. Well, no, you need this too. You need this.
No, of course, gotta have this. So anyway, there was a expose someone did, and a group of other bodybuilders found a leaked email that he actually spends about $12,000 a month on HGH, the human growth hormone. So he's on steroids. He's on steroids to look this way. There's no not looking like this.
Guess what? He looks like he's on steroids. You do not look, you can get in shape and you can even get pretty buff, but there is eventually a point where your buffness could possibly be from anything but steroids.
Yeah. It's obscene. Like the email leaked, but yeah, he lists basically what he's taking. He takes 5.8 milligrams from the Empower Pharmacy, which is again almost $12,000 a month. And he's like, here's what I take. And he lists out every hormone, everything he takes, like this many weeks, this, how long. And he's like, my doctor told me I could double it in effort to get in the, upper 200s, lower 300s, but she thinks I could be a hyper non-responder. Basically, like, these aren't working as effective as I'd like. Like, is there something wrong? Anyway, it's ridiculous. But yeah, F this guy. If anyone that tells you that we should live like our caveman ancestors, because you know what they did? They had worms and they fucking died.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, they died in their 30s and 40s and not by heart attacks, which is what happens with two people who take a lot of steroids. So don't do it. Don't do it.
Can you imagine? Like, I'm going to be gross for a second. So just, 5-second spoiler, but can you imagine what that guy's shits must look like?
What, just raw meat and steroids?
Yeah.
Probably not good.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me of our next story from the dailystar.co. There's
Go
ahead.
Yeah, this one's kind of upsetting.
There's a website that offers to fill someone's house with poo-filled garden gnomes for 420 pounds.
Feels kind of like a low price for what you're getting.
Yeah. So there's a gentleman who scans the dark web for bizarre websites. He stumbled across a sick website. And again, it's basically, remember when you could fill somebody's lawn with lawn flamingos and they would have to pay to remove them, and it could be like a little fundraiser.
What?
We used to, you ever seen that? Like, like the stick-in lawn flamingos.
Yeah.
People used to like pay to have somebody's lawn filled up with them, but then you could pay to remove it. And then that money, it was all like a fundraiser for like some organization, but like the kids would go and, flamingo your lawn, but then you got to pay the kids to remove it, and they're all raising money for the band or the bake sale, stuff like that. I don't know.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, we used to fork people's lawns with like disposable forks. We used to just come and like cover their lawns with disposable forks. There was no fundraising. It was just to be assholes.
Yeah, we used to TP houses, and that was pure asshole behavior. I actually sometimes like shower thoughts sometimes get guilt because there was one girl who had a really great house to TP, and like, so like choir kids and stuff, myself included, frequently, I was even the driver, would like TP this girl's house over and over and over again. Now, the thing is, and this is probably just was a defense mechanism, but it like she had such a good sense of humor about it. And so like I think the boys all wanted to do it because it was like flirting with her.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem like upset about it, but like surely she must have been, or
her parents must have been. Yeah, she might have been like, how funny, everyone likes me, so much attention. But her parents were like, goddamn toilet paper in the gutters again.
And we never TP'd someone that we didn't like. I think that was like, it was always like someone, or like when we play pranks on each other, it was always with friends. But I don't know. I just sometimes, like to this day, I'm in my 30s now, and I feel these weird moments of guilt of like, why the fuck did we keep hitting her house?
Yeah. We
like,
did it to our
crazy.
Like our coaches. If we were doing like well in sports or making it into playoffs, we would TP or fork like our coach's house as like a bonding thing.
But yeah, like this thing makes me want to not have kids almost, because I'm like, I don't want my child, popular as they may be, to be the I don't know. It's just one time my friends covered my truck. I had a little S10 truck as my first car, and they covered my truck in Post-its. Like the entire truck was covered in Post-its, and I was like,
done that,
already running late to work, LOL, to school, and I was like, oh my god, like this is a bummer.
Yep, did that. We would put like Vaseline underneath like door handles of trucks and stuff. I'm trying to remember all the shit we did. We also a thing we did to our friends a lot was we would kidnap them.
Oh, that's crazy. I've never ever done that. And I see videos like that, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I guess if that's like the culture between friends, like maybe it doesn't scare you to get kidnapped, but that's crazy.
My favorite one we ever did was the girls' parents were home. They were sitting in the living room, knew what was going on. They'd let us in and helped us orchestrate it. We'd unscrewed the light bulbs from her room. And we're all strategic. I know. We're sick. We're just sick little fucks. We unscrewed the light bulbs. And then so her parents were like, hey, good to see you. So she went to her room, flicked the light, nothing comes on. Then we jump out and grab her, throw in the back of a Suburban. I won't say who had a Suburban in high school, access to one all the time. I won't say who. Threw in the back of a Suburban, drove her out to like country road, gravel roads, and then had a cake and happy birthday. I was duct taped one time when I was kidnapped. There's a photo of me being dragged, but like hands and feet duct tape. Like it was some Jawbreakers, the movie shit. Like it's surprised none of us got hurt.
At at what point, what if one of you guys would have really gotten kidnapped by someone and you're like, oh, it's cool, it's just my friends? Or like, what if an actual kidnapper was like, oh, these kids kidnap each other all the time, I'm gonna be a fake kidnapper and just get them, like an imposter.
Stuff that never crossed our mind. Speaking of imposters, this actually brings us to our next story.
Oh
yeah, from thecomplex.com. A marriage annulment was canceled after the ex-wife was found to be an imposter.
J'accuse.
I said the same thing.
Really? You were going to say the same thing?
But you did it so much beautifully than I did. I would have done it. I would have butchered that French accent.
That's so funny. So a judge in British Columbia has canceled a marriage annulment after discovering that the ex-wife, who has appeared before the court, was an imposter.
Yeah. So the man was attempting to get his marriage annulled. He used a woman to pose over a remote audio connection in court. And then to deny his ex-wife his pension benefits. So he was trying to get out of paying the money.
What is the difference between a divorce and an annulment?
So divorce is like an official ending. Annulment is if it never, not a lawyer. I think an annulment is as if it never happened. Like you can get an annulment.
You have to get it like quick, right? You can't just get it like willy-nilly, because it seems like these
Well,
people
if
were
there was
together for a
fraud,
while.
if there was fraud to have the marriage, like if the fraud was like like it was null for, like if it was fraud was used to have the marriage happen. An annulment is a legal annulment is just a legal procedure that voids a marriage and declares it null from its inception. So that means like it never happened. Essentially, it's retroactive. A divorce is this marriage was entered into and now it is void at this point, but the marriage had happened legally.
Is this just TV, or is there something like if you have sex, you can't get annulled?
I think
that's just TV, right?
1890s TV. Yeah, you've been watching
90s.
You've been watching like Yellowstone's prequel or something.
Do you remember that movie with Adam Sandler and Kevin James called I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, where they were both like
firefighters?
Both firefighters, yeah.
They needed benefits for health insurance or something, right? I mean,
yeah, they wanted like to make sure that each other like got their pension and like the kids were taken care of. Yeah, because like one of their wives died or something, and so then they had to go get
something crazy. Yeah, like the plot again.
It feels
if
loose.
America took care of its people,
I
Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry would have never happened, and Kevin James would not have been inflicted upon us further. But
you get to see Jessica Biel and her chonies in that movie.
You do. I remember because Adam Sandler
is pretending to be gay, and then he's like, so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna change in front of you." I don't know if these jokes work anymore.
There's a lot that doesn't hold up. Just like this marriage annulment.
Oh yeah, we'll get back on the story.
So he was participating in the virtual hearing, and he was claiming to have his ex-wife in the room. He explained to the judge that their marriage in 1999 could not have been legally done because his ex-wife, soon to be, was not divorced from her ex-husband at the time. So this is 23 years later. He's like, I wanted an annulment, not a divorce. Yeah. So basically the actual woman got wind of the annulment after the administrator of her pension plan called her to update her. She said she was unaware of any court proceedings.
You're like, I didn't go to court.
Dang.
Well, the judge was like, "Oh, that's a fake lady." No, you burned. So, the moral of the story, the silver lining was that the woman, the ex-wife, she's keeping those bennies.
Get those bennies, girl.
You know what? Some things in life have unexpected bennies.
True. Yeah.
Like the animals in our next story. From NBCnews.com, the National Park Service urges visitors not to lick psychedelic toads. You keep those frogs out of your mouth.
The Sonoran desert toad excretes a toxin through its skin that can make humans sick. Some people have sought it out for its potential psychedelic effects.
Yeah, so these are like deadly frogs. And so this National Park Service is putting on Facebook, like, you guys, can you stop? Like, I don't know who started this, but they literally said, I don't know, like, we don't know whether a specific instance prompted this, but here we are. Which is so funny.
So
it can make you sick.
Yeah, it can make you sick. So a little story time with Erica.
Oh boy.
There was a traveling group of medicine folk, and they were offering toad medicine. They had a license to practice where basically they would give you toad, like the toxins.
A license where? To practice what?
I did ask a ton of questions.
Because I could print something if like, all I'm missing is a printer to have a sudden license to practice.
Well, I have a printer, details. So come over to my house.
What do you mean a license to practice? I mean this.
I didn't ask a ton of questions.
I mean this with love. I don't know how you're not in a cult.
don't either. I don't.
Like,
Anytime I
you've
watch
been
something
touched
about
by an
cults,
angel, girl.
anytime I watch something about cults, I'm like, this is horrible. How could these people fall into it? And then I like watch like 2 minutes of the leader talking, and I'm like, yeah, I'd sell my stuff and wear a robe and follow him around. He sounds great.
I mean, you're literally, I'll let you finish your story, but I'm already a traveling medicine group with the license to practice, full stop,
Now I'm hearing
gives you toad medicine.
a friend of mine had done it and vouched for
That's how it always starts.
it. So they vouched for it. So I was interested.
Oh my God.
I was signed up, but they didn't get enough participants to make it viable. So I ended up not doing it.
Yeah,
Probably
thank
for
God, or you'd be dead in a red jumpsuit with white Nikes on.
Yeah, not far off, but I did try. I'm sure I can pull up in my emails and find them and see if they're coming back this way as they travel. But so one of the chemicals found in the toad's skin, bufotenin, not a doctor, is illegal to possess in California. It's neighboring, but in Arizona, it can be legally captured up to 10 toads with the proper license. So maybe I had to go there. I can't remember the details. There was something like, I don't know if it was in California, if I had to go to Arizona to do it, but they had the ability to capture toads. And there is a license.
But like, who's the one who said that you like have psychedelic effects? Because all I'm reading is this is poison, this is poison, this is poison. I guess that's the whole point, is that the National Park Service is like, I don't know where you guys heard this, but like, that's not what happens. You just get sick.
Isn't there an episode of The Simpsons where Homer licks a poison toad? He like licks toads, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think that it's a Simpsons episode?
Yes, it's called Missionary Impossible from 2000. Bart says, Dad, are you licking toads? And Homer says, I'm not licking toads. I do remember that. But maybe that's what planted the seed in my mind, was how much I watched The Simpsons and have tried to capture their experiences in my life.
Uh-huh.
But man, they had some crazy neighbors on The Simpsons,
Yes, they did. I think they may have been the most disruptive ones. Oh, you know what? They had some neighbors who were quite religious, who liked marriage.
Ned Flanders. Yes.
Yeah.
He was married for years. She passed.
Did she?
Yeah, she died. I think Simpsons fans are me. I think she died at some type of race. Like there was a race and she gets hit with a tire.
Oh, right.
Man.
Isn't that like Highlander?
How did Ned Flanders' wife die? An 11th episode, Alone Again, Natural Diddly. Ma died in an untimely death in a freak accident involving a t-shirt cannon.
Oh.
A t-shirt cannon, I guess, at an auto race. Not a tire, a t-shirt cannon. So yeah, that's what it was. Wow. Man, I'm just pulling some deep Simpsons today. But
well, in our next story, we've got some angry neighbors.
Oh, terribly angry neighbors from the mirror.co.uk.
Neighbors erect angry signs warning people not to get married at a popular wedding venue.
I like to think that they're like, we hate taxes and income in our city.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of reasons to, want a popular destination like city for weddings. They make a lot of money, but suppose if you're living right next door to the venue, that would probably be pretty lame.
That's fair. So these disgruntled villagers are mad at these loved up couples. They put up these signs telling them to not come near the stately home for their big day and that they're not welcome.
I mean, this is bad business. What they should do is take their stately homes and make venues, because like if you tell people not to get married somewhere, they're going to keep doing it. There's a place called the Huntington Gardens
it's gorgeous in Pasadena.
It's gorgeous. It costs a fortune to get married there, and they make it a fortune because they don't want people to get married there.
Yeah.
And guess what? People still get married there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would just charge for parking at your stately home. I mean, there's an income. There's an ecosystem of income, but They've said that some wedding ghosts were weeing in their gardens and other things. So they just made these signs that said, bride and groom's not welcome in Oxnead. It's pitched near the 16th century estate of Oxnead Hall in Aylsham, Norfolk. I'm so sorry, UK listeners. I'm doing my best, but
why don't you just get talk to the person who owns this place and go, hey, you need more porta potties. These people are peeing in my lawn.
Yeah.
Like, bring it up with your neighbor. I don't know, man. Like
yeah.
So there are signs that say no more weddings. We've had enough. Exclusive ? More than 100 weddings this year. As if that's going to turn someone away. Be like, no, more than 100 weddings.
So these neighbors own a 500-acre farm that surrounds the wedding venues. It's like, again, make
500 acres and they're coming to piss on your lawn. Why are you making it look so juicy?
Exactly. Thank you. How green is that grass?
Yeah.
They said they're disturbed by the loud music. One poor lady puts her children to bed to the sound of Michael Jackson. We're unable to sit outside their homes in the summer, and we often are disturbed by shouting and laughing. Guests have wandered through the yard and even relieved themselves in the gardens. I'm Irish now. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I've lost it. I've lost it. That's deeply offensive to both, I'm sure. But yeah, they've tried to take it up with the district council to no avail.
Build a fence.
Build a wall.
You heard it here from Cassandra first.
Build a wall.
Or hire security,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hire someone, a beefy person, beefy
the
security
Liver King.
guard.
I bet he'll need a job now that he's, been called out.
I bet he will. But speaking of beefy men.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
From NewYorkPost.com, a Florida man whose mugshot went viral for having such a wide neck. Well, he's been arrested again.
Classic. Did you see this photo?
Yes. He does, in fact, have a very wide neck.
It reminded me of the Koopa Troopers from the original Mario Brothers movie.
Uh-huh.
That's just what bless his heart, but Charles Wideneck McDowell, he rose to internet fame in 2018.
Yeah, also, bless his heart, but also he's in jail for stalking and withholding child support, so.
Oh, I don't care for that. But he does have 1 million Instagram followers. Does he just take pictures of his neck?
Hey, carpe diem.
No. Oh, no.
What?
So he rose to fame, fleeing the cops for drug offenses. He then joined a rap group comprised of other online semi-celebrities and recorded a video with fellow anatomical oddity Daddy Longneck, a younger, skinnier man with a very long neck.
So just raps about having weird necks.
I hate it. I hate it here.
Yeah, I don't like that. I might sue them.
Yes, yeah. That's a brilliant transition. I'm gonna there is a wonderful Twitter account called Mugshotties. And it's just hot people with mugshots.
Oh,
but then it lists the crime that they committed, and it's like, damn, she's really attractive. Then you see it's a mugshot, and then it's murder with intent, and you're like, oh shit.
Hey, even hot people break the law.
Yeah, even hot people break the law. You know what's super hot? Ooh, so hot.
Ooh, you know what I found out this weekend? Oh, we'll get the. I'm going out of order. From salon.com, a Florida woman, so we found a Florida man, now we're going to Florida woman, sues Kraft Heinz over microwave time for single serving mac and cheese. I found out this past weekend, Thanksgiving, or 2 weekends ago, whatever it is, my brother does not use the microwave. And I think I kind of knew that.
Just doesn't use the microwave?
At all? I hate to slam dunk on my brother right now, but I think I've talked about how I'm trash and how my mom is trash. So I feel like it might need to talk about him for a second. I knew that he didn't love microwaves for whatever reason, but at Thanksgiving we needed to heat something up quickly. I needed to melt chocolate, or I don't know what needed to happen. Oh, I needed to melt butter. And so Taylor was about to go and melt it in the microwave, and he was like, I'll do it on the stove. And then he referenced a study that he saw on Facebook of He said there was a little girl in middle school who did a science fair project where she had three of the same plants, and she fed one tap water, one distilled water, and one microwave water, and then measured their bacteria. And the one that had microwave water, it died. And so that's why my brother doesn't use a microwave, is because a middle schooler if this story is even true, because a middle schooler poured hot water on a pothos or whatever, and it died. And so, anyways,
it feels like an email forward from like the 2003 era.
It really does. Yeah. I don't know. I had a laugh about it. I was
Love
like,
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know people that don't use the microwave either. And to each their own, but I'm out here zapping away.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. And so I'd rather just speed it up with a microwave if it needs it.
So was this woman in Florida. She was here for a quick good time,
Yeah. So Kraft Heinz owns Velveeta. So apparently, according to this woman, the company misleads customers regarding the amount of time it takes to prepare a single serving cup of macaroni and cheese. She filed a class action lawsuit saying that I wouldn't have purchased the Velveeta shells and cheese from the supermarket if I'd have known the truth, because the statement of ready in 3.5 minutes is false and misleading. The product takes longer than 3.5 minutes to prepare for consumption. You guys, like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. I would never ever think my macaroni and cheese took longer than 3 minutes. I need to sue them.
I hear you, but we have got to hold these companies accountable for their false advertising. It starts with Kraft macaroni and cheese ready in 3.5 minutes. Okay. But the next it goes, Kraft macaroni and cheese will cure your Alzheimer's. Kraft macaroni and cheese. The only thing to prevent having 3 legs when you have a baby, a baby born with 3 legs. We've got to hold them accountable for this advertising practices that they do.
Her beef with it takes 3.5 minutes in the microwave, but she's pissed off because it's like, well, what about the time it takes me to open the pouch of cheese?
And I got to fill it with water. Yeah. All these steps.
And she's seeking more than $5 million in damages. Like, granted, it's a class action lawsuit, but like, for real? Like, okay, look, this story references TunaGate, which I think is legitimate, because if you tell someone that this is tuna and it's not tuna, that's gross. But you're literally coming at Kraft macaroni and cheese because you needed it to you're pissed off how long it takes you to open the package.
Well, so that $5 million. So if they win, half of that's basically going to go to the lawyer. She's going to get a bulk of the settlement, and then the rest of it's going to be distributed amongst all of these class members. So the consumers from Alabama, Alaska, Georgia, Iowa, New Mexico, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, and Virginia are also involved in this class. So they're representing who knows how many people. Everyone's going to get like 35 cents. That's not her and the law firm, And damn, I wish I would have known about it, because man, would I have cashed that check.
This is so stupid for me. Look, that's just it's just fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
I know, but we gotta hold them accountable. They can't just be, going willy-nilly.
Speaking of being held accountable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta hold them to the fire. That's for damn sure.
A Buddhist temple in central Thailand has been left without monks after all of them became defrocked because everybody tested positive for meth. Oops.
You know how you got to have some energy to get up and meditate and be silent all day and do good work. I get it. I've
never done meth, but like, I don't imagine that I would be able to meditate and remain silent if I was jacked up on meth.
I don't think so.
I feel like it would make you want to do the opposite.
I know. Well, so 4 monks, including an abbot, tested positive for meth, and they'd been sent to a health clinic to undergo drug rehabilitation. So, I mean, that's good. That's good, but the temple is empty of monks, and nearby villagers are concerned that they cannot do any merit making. Merit making involves worshippers donating food to monks as a good deed.
It sounds like somebody was really trying to make their merits by getting these monks hooked on meth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just, you want some sandwiches? Some rice and vegetables? What if I did you one better?
How about some meth?
First one's free.
Meth pills in Thailand sell for less than 20 baht, which in US currency is 50 cents, around 50 cents. Apparently it's a popular drug out in Thailand and it supplies everywhere. And at this point, it's cheaper than beer. So it sounds like an issue.
Dang. Yep. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I mean, not to be all, but the Nazis were all fucked up on meth too.
Were they?
They were, the whole Third Reich was like hella hyped up on meth.
I mean, how else are you supposed to
do the horrible? Yeah. But like it was crazy how much meth they were doing. Yeah. They were like, how can we do all these bad things? There's not enough time. And somebody was like, meth. Yeah, it was fucking nuts, man. They stole so much. They did so many horrible things, but God, fuck those guys so much. But yeah, they were just jacked up on meth.
Speaking of stealing.
Yeah, from the sun.co.uk.
Gallery owners demand return of statues stolen Willie, but vow not to take action against the thieves. Or it says Todger thieves, but I don't know what Todger means. And I don't know what this British terminology is. Let me see. Todger British slang.
A penis.
Oh, it's a penis. Whoops. All right.
Yep, it's a pod. It's a penis.
It's a penis.
Yeah, all right. Well, now we know. Yeah.
Hey, good to know. Aren't you going to London soon?
I do. Now I'll know. Yeah.
It's best that you know all of the different words that someone could be saying penis to you beforehand, right?
You toddy Americans. Oh, come on now.
Now, thank you, sir. So there's a naked male figure statue called Grim, but his little pee-pee was stolen. He was erected with his friend Havelock in 1973 outside of the Grimsby Institute. But he got taken down in 2006, blah blah blah. Anyways,
yeah, they said that the statue's owner said it was broken into in storage, and the rumor has it the private parts were in a drawer for many years, but eventually got lost.
So, I mean, that means that someone at this institute is definitely the culprit, because why else would you know that the penis was in a drawer for a long time and nobody was checking the drawer? So who knows how long this has even been stolen? This could have been because they took this statue down in 2006 because there was like so many vandals, and so the penis could have been stolen in like 2008.
Yeah. Hey, honey, I'm cleaning out the drawer. Do you need this? No. Oh, yeah, it's important to you. I shouldn't touch it with my bare hand. Oh, got it. Okay, sorry about that.
All right. But we this is a stone penis, right?
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Okay.
I'm trying to be cool here, but
you know what? If you don't mind, babe, your stone penis, I'm just gonna move it to the hutch, if that's fine.
I would prefer you just leave it in the drawer, but
all right, fine.
Can you imagine having just a little couple, like a little couples bickering over like a stolen penis statue.
Stolen stone piece. Honey, you've had this now for 12 years. Give it a rest.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to put it in a quilt, so then get rid of it.
Well, I wouldn't have to give it a rest if you wouldn't have rested on me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they escalate. They don't fight nice. They don't fight nice.
No. Hey, babes.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. It's time for the dumpster fire. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm not ready. Okay, now I'm ready. It's time for the dumpster fire of the week. Oh my God. According to irishmirror.ie, a couple tells of 3 hours of horror on a Ryanair flight with a drunk rave on board and terrified passengers. That seems fun.
Well, honestly. So yeah, they just wanted an easy journey to their destination, but they were cowering in their seat amid a drunken chaos on a Ryanair flight to Ibiza.
Ibiza.
You did it to yourself.
I know, right? You're going from Ireland to Ibiza, and you think that plane isn't going to be full of drunk people?
And you're taking a Ryanair flight that cost you $32 to do so?
It's like complaining when your seatbelt doesn't work on a Spirit airline flight. It's like, and you flew Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
What did you expect? So there was a group of passengers that were partying in the aisle. They were blasting loud music, swigging vodka from a bottle, like just having a party.
But the woman explained that her husband, 58, has a heart condition, was accosted on the way back from the bathroom by a boozed up youth who hit his hand before making a rude gesture.
Why did you hit? Let me just ask. What did your husband? He was just walking to the bathroom, minding his own business, and one of the drunk youths just hit his hand. I feel like your husband might have been starting some shit. If you're the person who's talking to the newspapers about this horrific experience, maybe your husband said, "Move out of my way, drunken youth."
Yeah. They were leaving they were going from Edinburgh to Ibiza. I don't picture this gentleman saying something like, "Oh, excuse me, lads, do you mind if I get around you?" Or being very, very nice.
The group of people, by the way, who were having the rave was 70 people.
Not 6, not 4, not 10, 70.
You're outnumbered, bro. Yes. Just like, honestly, either join them or yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't like rowdy drunk people either. I don't like it at all, but sometimes you have to just accept your circumstances. This woman said, like, 'cause she claimed, or she filed a complaint with Ryanair, but they just got like some sort of copy paste response to them, like, "Oh, we're so sorry that you had a bad experience. Like, bye."
Yeah. It's like, listen, we took no responsibility and it gave no assurances that it wouldn't happen again. Ryanair's like, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Why the fuck should there's 3-4 flight attendants max? Why would they can't control 70 people? Like,
what are they going to do? Riot. Yeah. I'd lock myself in the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, or just like watch something on my phone and mind my own business. And if as long as they're not fucking with the pilot.
Yes.
Like, yeah. The woman said that they've got you because it's cheap flights, but even though it's a bargain, you shouldn't have to go through that. Passenger safety comes first. But what happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you?
I mean, it was loud. Sorry. Sometimes there's babies on a plane that cry. Like, we can't help it. Oh, she said they were banging on the roof, taking their tops off, showing their little chest and their little nipple hair, and they're glistening little bellies. Oh,
look, nobody likes Gen Z, bro, but like, they're the youth now. So when he was on, the husband going to the bathroom, a guy hit my husband's hand as if to do a high five. So she made it sound like he was like slapped his hand, but it was like he was trying to high five him. But then gave him the finger. Oh, so he like got his ass.
He said, "Hey, high five." And then your husband put his hand up to high five. And then he was like,
Gotcha.
Doink, gotcha.
Doink.
And now this woman is like, our safety. I have to emphasize, I would hate if this happened to me.
Oh my God.
I
I'd
would hate
be so
if I was on a
miserable.
plane.
Air
full of
Karen.
70
I would go full Air Karen.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
The emails I'd be writing mid-plane. I'd be finding the president of Ryanair's home address and sending him letters. Like 100% I'd be so upset. But just be cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just, it is what it is. Like, they got off the flight and they said, oh my God, we need a drink. Like, you could have had a drink on the plane. It sounds
they
like
were passing around stuff they bought in duty free.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so silly.
There was
Just
no
as-
police waiting. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it could have been an absolute riot because they were banging into people, shouting in people's faces. There could have been a war on that plane.
Okay, calm down.
Okay, a war. Like, first of all, this would never happen in America, just for what it's worth, because we have like air marshals and like people are crazy, like violent crazy. So just be happy that like we have people who choke out flight attendants while holding a baby because they don't want to sit down before the plane lands, and you're crying because a bunch of 22-year-olds got a little drunk on your flight to Spain. Shut up. Did you see that video of that woman who was holding, like, literally the flight attendant's like, you need to sit down, we're about to land, and she was like, Mom, I'll kill you, and she's like holding a toddler and choking a flight attendant. It's crazy. And that's like,
Did it to me. People lost their goddamn minds. Like something happened post
when
2022, 2020. Like,
of course it was COVID, babe.
COVID has made people lose their minds in air travel and just the entitlement and all of these things.
People don't like to be controlled. They don't like it.
know.
They
I'm-
freak the fuck
Yeah,
out. Or well,
yeah.
rather, I shouldn't say Americans. Or people. It's Americans. Americans do
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
for freedom unless it comes to the things that they don't like.
Yeah.
You shouldn't control anybody. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want. But gay people, nah, that's against marriage. That's not sanctity of marriage.
Jesus Christ. Oh, speaking of like, do whatever they want. It is that time of year where you're going to see a bunch of holiday cards from like
Mhm.
deeply religious Christian people that are women. The women of the family are mouths taped shut, and it's like peace on earth.
Oh yeah, we talked about those last year. Yeah, like the men, that they have their wives and daughters with their mouths taped shut, being like, this is what peace on
Silent
earth
night,
is.
peace on earth. Yeah, it's like okay. So
Are you
funny.
okay?
Yeah, I'm like, are y'all like, did something happen to you?
Yeah, we were doing our holiday card this year. We were like putting it together, and we had to figure out what to write on the back of it. And we ended up writing some shit like, happy holidays, or I don't know what the fuck we wrote, but we were just like looking at it because it's like pictures of like us and pretzel. And I wanted to just write, hey, look, our old dog died and we have a new one now. It's okay. Because it's like, like look at this dog. Like, but that's not the dog we've had, but she died. She had cancer this year. Like, so people will put on their Christmas cards, like, oh, this is so-and-so's first year of football. So it's like the other dog had cancer the same time that we had COVID. But now we have this puppy and
I'm not laughing. It's just
I mean,
it's just you're right. I wish people were more honest. Yeah.
I wanted to. It crossed my mind. I was like, I should just send it and see what people say, but it's too expensive of a endeavor to send too many jokey cards. I did take a screenshot of it. I'll send it to you. We'll post it on the Instagram.
Yeah, let it be my Christmas card.
What are you hoarding these days?
Yes, thank you. What am I hoarding? Oh, yes, I'm hoarding. So there's a little local pub here in Los Angeles. Sorry for doing a local, but It's called
It's okay.
Tam O'Shanter's. It's a delightful little pub, and it is a Scottish steakhouse. It's been around since 1922, so it's 100 years old. It's very cozy and sweet inside. It actually looks a little like some of old Disney, kind of gives that aesthetic, just because a lot of the original Disney Imagineers and animators and stuff would walk across the street and drink there. So it's kind of inspired some of that like cottage core forest-esque look that some of the, old Disney aesthetic was. It's really charming. But what they do, I've gone there for drinks, I've gone there for dinners, lovely, lovely. But they have this thing called Tam O'Shanter Speakeasy that they do once a month.
Oh.
And it's like a private ticketed thing where they have like this very small back room where they have like a special cocktail menu. You have to like say a password. It's all very, the crow flies at midnight, wink, wink.
Did you do it?
Yes, Winston, I did it.
I want it next time please. I want to go next time.
Yes, absolutely. I will absolutely let you know. It's really cute. Yeah, they had like a little band playing and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it was like really cute. It's just little speakeasy. I think they do it about like once a month. Sometimes they'll have like
how do you find out about it?
I just have my ways.
So fun fact about Tam O'Shanter's, I kind of like mentally boycotted that place, and I feel guilty about it now because I was like just Googling it as you were talking. There was like a bar in Los Feliz that like the Proud Boys would meet up at a lot, or like the like the alt-righty guys in like 2018. And that eventually got called out of like, yo, you guys let alt-right people come there. And then and I thought for some reason, for the longest time, I've been holding in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, Tam O'Shanter's, like that's where the racists go. It was the Griffin. It wasn't
the Griffin.
It wasn't Tam O'Shanter's. So I'd like to formally announce that my boycott of Tam O'Shanter's has ended. And it could have ended a long time ago with just a Google search, but
I've done a similar thing where I've had a feeling about something that's incorrect, but it's like half truths are there, or like a fraction of the information is correct. But I'm like, oh, I don't fucks with Tom no more, and they're like, oh, why? And I'm like, I don't remember, but maybe he's not. I can't remember exactly why, but I know it's not. And then it's like, oh no, Tom's fine. It's Jerry I hate. Oh God, embarrassing. I haven't spoken to Tom in 2 years.
100%. You're like, Tom didn't do that. Jerry was the guy.
Jerry did it. Gosh,
you're
damn it.
Kidding me.
Yeah. I've done that so many times.
What did you send me?
I sent you how to get into the little speaking.
Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it then. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, God, have I done that so many times, like a dumb.
I feel like I've told other people, like, I'm going to Tam O'Shanter's. Are you sure? That place is historically racist. Oh my God.
There is a guy that I don't like.
Do you know why?
Yeah, I absolutely know why. Mine are absolutely correct and justified. He has a name similar to another person. And so I have a very like hard stance, like we don't fucks with this guy.
Okay.
Well, Winston has been going around telling people, oh, that guy? Oh, we don't fucks with him. And it's the name that sounds similar to this guy's, but it's not.
Oh no.
So he said that to like a friend. He's like, oh yeah, Eric and I don't fucks with that guy. And they're like, why? And he's like, oh, this thing. And then the friend knew why I didn't like the actual person. And he goes, no, dum-dum, it's this person. Winston was like, oh, anyway. Winston's just been shit talking somebody for years. In my honor, love.
That's nice. That's
but
pretty.
It's the wrong person. I found out recently, and I was like, you know what, babe? Honestly, love it.
We love a ride or die. Who cares?
We love a ride or die
at all costs.
So much. Anyway, what are you hoarding?
I am hoarding a shampoo, conditioner, This is a hair product. I bought their shampoo, their conditioner, and their leave-in. It's the brand is called Eva NYC, EVA NYC. My hairdresser recommended it to me because I was like, I was using like the Costco stuff because I'm like poor and I'm trying to not spend money. And it was just fucking up my hair. And I was like, I hate this. I hate it. And I said, and I was ready to be like, all right, like, where's the Redken? Where's the Kevin Murphy? Like, I'll start paying extra money, just whatever. And she said, actually, at Ulta, they sell this Ava NYC and it's relatively low cost and it's really great. And so I got it. The bottles are like smaller, but whatever. So they're like $7 or $8 a bottle. I've been using it for like 2-3 weeks now. My hair is gorgeous. She's shiny. She is not frizzy, which is major for me because I normally have very frizzy hair. So Ava NYC. I wish that more people would share their secrets, so I didn't have to send my hairstylist like an 8-paragraph essay about how I feel guilty about using the Costco stuff and how I don't have any money. I don't know. I'm pathetic. Anyways, Ava NYC.
I'm going to tell you a little thing called Hair Story.
Uh-huh.
And it's a shampoo that feels like a conditioner.
Oh.
But it doesn't have any like the sulfate. My hair's felt so soft. Hair Story.
Hair Story. Okay. What was the stuff? It was green and it was like a 2-in-1 and like it was very 90s. Everyone used Pert. Was that the one where they were like the commercials where they were washing people's hair like on the street?
Pert Plus. Yeah, they'd come up to you. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they'd be like, can we wash your hair? And then they would get their hair washed and blow dried, allegedly. And they were like, oh, God, it's so nice. And I was like, well, that's Pert. We used this. We had Pert in the house. We definitely had Pert in the house. Yeah, I think everyone in the 90s had Pert in the house.
God.
What are you throwing out?
Yes. Oh, okay. So Peacock, I loved you. I loved you so much, Peacock.
Oh.
But Peacock pulled a Discovery Plus. And Peacock did a 4-part series with Casey Anthony, a documentary series where Casey Anthony tells her side of the story. It's called Where the Truth Lies. It's a 3-part, I guess. This bitch, it's supposed to, truly, I think she thought, I'm going to speak. People are going to see my side and it's going to redeem me. The more she speaks, the more, because there's some things where you go, actually, that does sound plausible. Maybe as the media, we definitely tried her as a woman. But then she'll say something like, I wouldn't wish having a murder trial happen to anyone, on my worst enemy. I wouldn't, wish anyone go what I went through. Not losing a daughter, but being tried for her murder. And I'm like, bitch, you lost the thread. Don't you see? Like, don't you hear yourself talking? Like, do you want anyone to empathize with you?
Is she in prison?
No, she was not. She was found not guilty in 2011.
So what does she have to care then? I mean,
people still think she's a baby murderer.
Do you think she is?
I don't know that she intentionally killed Kaylee. Like, I don't think. Here's what I don't think she.
Oh no, we're getting on the Casey Anthony.
Oh no, I'm not defending her.
As soon as you said, here's what I think.
I know, I heard it. I don't think she was like, oh, I'm gonna kill this little kid. I think something happened, and the cover up was the cover up is what happened more than I think it was possibly an accidental death versus this whole murder thing. And then she's saying like her dad had all this influence and did all these things. And it's like, even if her dad, if she was drowned in the pool, like, why didn't her dad just call in an accidental drowning? Why did he have to do all this like hide? It just, none of this shit makes sense that she's talking about. None of it. So I just, but again, she doesn't say, I wouldn't wish losing a daughter on anyone or having your daughter be murdered. It was literally I wouldn't wish going through a murder trial on anyone, on my
People
worst
can't
enemy.
just like disappear, can they? Because I mean, it's like the OJ thing where he wrote that book, like, if I would have done it,
If I would
or
have,
like all these crazy people who've gotten these crazy things happen. They're like, I mean, look, I get it. Like these networks supposed to be offering you a lot of money to do it, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I couldn't. If you, I couldn't pick Casey Anthony out of a lineup, like because it's been so long since I've thought about her.
Oh, I never not think about her. I never
Okay,
not
well,
think
that's
about
it.
that
That's
stupid
it.
bitch.
That's a you thing.
That's a me thing. It was so egregious. Like every explanation she had, I think something did possibly traumatically happen to her. There's so many fucked up things, but again, it goes back to I wouldn't wish being prosecuted for murder on my worst enemy, going through a trial rather than losing
she
my
didn't
trial.
edit it. Maybe it got edited bad.
I mean, yeah, that's even the beginning of it is like, why are you speaking to us now without creative control? She does not have edit on this, but she still said it. It doesn't matter if you know what I mean? Like she still
That's
said
fair.
it. Anyway, fuck her. But anyway, what are you throwing away?
Hey guys, this is Erica just jumping in to say trigger warning. Cassandra and I discuss our history of disordered eating and talk about some unhealthy things, and this is going to be upsetting for you. Go ahead and skip towards the end. We just wanted to give you a trigger warning for this episode. Thank you.
I'm throwing out Ezekiel bread.
Oh, it's so bad.
Shit sucks. And it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So, in my plant-based journey, I'm trying to like really, not do a lot of processed stuff if I can help it. But sometimes a bitch got to eat bread, I make like a smashed split pea toast or avocado toast, hummus toast, whatever. So I was eating the Dave's bread, which is awesome. My doctor was like, if you're gonna do bread, like, why don't you check out the Ezekiel bread? And I was like, ugh, I used to get Ezekiel bread back when I was in my early to mid 20s and I had an eating disorder. Like, shit sucks.
Yeah, same.
But I was like, all right, whatever. So I put it on Taylor's grocery list to get, and then he gets. I talked to him yesterday after he's done with the grocery store, and he was like, that Ezekiel bread's very expensive, and I was like, oh yeah, like what was it, like $4 or $5? Like, I don't know, that's expensive for a loaf of bread to me. I don't do.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and he was like, it was in the refrigerator. It was in the fridge section. And I was like, oh yeah, because it goes bad fast. He's like, it was $7. And I was like, that makes me want to just learn how to make my own bread. Is inflation really at a place where the only bread that's quote unquote healthy is $7 a loaf?
That's
like,
insane.
That's fucking nuts. And again, you heard Erica, right? When her first reaction, she's not wrong. It's gross. It doesn't taste good. It tastes bad. So, I mean, I'm the fool. I'm the clown. I should be throwing myself out because I'm the one who has a $7 loaf of nasty ass bread in my fridge. But it just like, why aren't you $5? Ugh, I don't know. I'm frustrated because I really think like I don't want to make my own bread, Erica. I already make everything else. We're cooking at home so much. All I do is make stuff. I don't want to make my own bread on top of it.
I don't want that for you either. I don't want that for you either.
I don't even recognize myself anymore.
What are those little Gigi? Remember, like those little crackers people told us for bread for a while? Like, was it called Gigi crackers or something? I'm just trying to think of like my days of like, I'm just eating low carb. It's like, no, I have an eating disorder. I'm just telling you, I'll eat low carb.
Yeah, 100%.
There were like these little like crackers that were supposed to be like, oh, they're so good, and they were like fiber.
Yeah, I had there was some gluten-free crackers that
it was a gluten-free
and I was like, oh, this is bread.
Gigi's Scandinavian brand crisp bread.
Yeah.
That shit was horrible. There were so many things like that I'd be like, no, it's like I'm eating toast. It's just horrible.
It just put like, a little bit of tuna from a can with no mayo in it. And It's like sushi.
It's like, no, look, it's like pizza. I can make pizza.
Oh my god. You remember the worst is like, oh my god, okay, so you cut a zucchini in half and you hollow it out and then you just fill it with fucking meat, cheese, and sauce, and congratulations, you're eating pizza.
Well, now grocery stores are now putting those Wassa multigrain crisp breads. Like we got some as a like a sample, just like at Ralph's. Like they were like, here, take some of these. And I was like, not a fucking kid. You get that out of here.
Yes, the Wassas are the ones that I would eat. Or no, I ate another one, but it's the same shit.
It's the same, it's all the same kind of shit. It's like, oh, it's crunchy, it's like bread. You can make cinnamon toast out of this. It's like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Put together a charcuterie. Like, just eat this and salty meat, and then you'll be skinny. Although I was skinny.
I was so, yeah. Oh God.
It's best to remember
Anyway.
that we were thinner.
We're not advocating, and if you have a problem with eating disorder, you should definitely check out eating disorder hotline. We have a responsibility. We're journalists. We are, we're talking about our own experiences, but there's definitely ANAD.org or the National Eating Disorders.org for help if you are experiencing, going through things. We absolutely, encourage you to go through help and seek recovery. It is hard. You're not alone, but
we are laughing. We are laughing through pain. We are
Through
laughing
our
through
pain.
through our pain, and
it was so fucking expensive too.
it was so. Oh my god! You know what I would just? You know what I would eat? I would just eat like turkey meatballs from Trader Joe's, like only. Like I would just buy turkey meatballs, and I was like,
and you're like, this is lunch.
yes, girl, dinner.
Yeah.
All three, and then I had. Oh god, I ate so much protein. I was basically the liver king.
Same. I went through my low carb phase was I was just the liver king.
I was Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Like I had like 17 eggs a day. It was just like hot eggs and like turkey hot dogs. It was like I had hot dog eggs almost every morning.
Yeah. Oh, I'd
like
eat kale and sausage for breakfast or bacon.
Oh my god, the times that I would just put like kale, spinach, and like a fucking shitty banana into a blender and go
Smoothie.
Starving, dude. I was fucking starving.
Oh God.
Oh my god. I'll put chia seeds in it too. So that my like, okay. Oh Lord.
I just got some more chia seeds. And I was like, no, it's good. It's anti-inflammatory, Winston. You have to use them for your smoothie.
Okay, I have chia seeds in my house too because I'm eating plant-based. I'm like, I might be poking fun at myself right now. I remember I used to do this too. And I would get a knife with some peanut butter and I would put some blueberries on there and I go, peanut butter and jelly. Oh, Lord.
God. Sick. I'm so glad we're, have our own other fucked up things we do now.
I know. Oh man. I like my secret fuck you surprise vegan meal to all my friends. Anyway, this is taking a turn.
This is taking a dark turn. I'm sorry if this is triggering. Where can the people find you?
At Cass Cardenas on Instagram. And where can the people find you?
At Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram, TikTok, or you can always find me at trashytrashypodcast.com, where if you just slide over, you can listen or contact us, or even hit that merch tab that'll take you directly to our merch. Link, which is trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com.
Yeah. Did you hear a cute little ad in the middle of the episode? Wow, that was fun. Yeah, you can also email us at trashytrashypodcast@gmail.com. Tell us why you're trash. Send us stories. We love that. One of our stories this week was given to us by Tina Curry. We forgot to mention that.
Adam Cantley, always a wonderful story sender.
Oh my God. And you know what? I got a cartoon plumber over Instagram. From one of our fantastic listeners, Zachary. He sent me Sullivan Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, and it is a cartoon plumber, a man dressed as a superhero with an S for Sullivan on his chest. And what a delight. So thank you so much. We love that stuff. We always appreciate your 5-star reviews. We read them. And yeah.
And if you have bought the merch, send us a picture of you in it. We
Oh
want
my
to see
God,
some.
yes.
We'll post it on the socials. We want, be our models. You're the lifeblood of this podcast. Like, let us show you off,
Let us show you off.
All
Oh,
right.
baby, let me show you off.
baby. I'm gonna wear that slutty T-shirt tonight. I wanted to show you off to all my friends.
Baby, enough crackers. Let's go.
God. All right. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.